Hi, welcome to today's session of Random Talking. So, today we're going to talk on the topic about trips and tours. Vacation, I told you, right? Summer holidays is definitely in Bangalore doing all my routine activities. So, the only time we used to go out and, so every year one trip outside is a must. If you're not going out to any other place, then the definite go to one place was Kerala. So Kerala is my native place, and I'm from Thrissur, a place called Thrissur in Kerala. So we go there. We have a bunch of families to visit, and the 10 days visiting people, coming out, going, that the whole time gets covered in that. And along with that, they have those lakes. They have their, what to say, kolam nu parayum, small tiny swimming pools in the olden days, which was made like it has stone walls, not like the Bangalore tiled swimming pools, no. And they have that stone steps to get into that and come out of it. And some are pretty, oh yeah, everything has got a stoned entrance only. And one of that in a place called Chittatugara, they have one partition where the men's bathing side is different and the women's bathing side is different. So olden days they used to put all that sandalwood and all and have bath, all that exotic bath oil and all that. So that's separate for the men's side and the women's side. So they have those steps to sit down and apply and then have bath and then go and all that. But yeah, today nobody's doing all that. That's a different thing, but it's still there. So going to all those places. Mango was rare because it's like December. So for Christmas is one time we go to Kerala, because Kerala is Christmas. So the thing is with religions in Kerala, everything has got an equal split, like Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Almost the amount of people in each of those sectors seem to be equal. So the celebration, and everybody celebrates everything. They're quite open and accepting to everything. So that's one very good factor there. And so let me start with my trip. Okay, so my first trip was on 1st Jan 1995. I was born in 94, so it's like just a year. I was less than a year. I was 11 months old. So first time we are going. So this is from my mom. So every time we go, we have this Canon camera. So my dad is the one photographer. So he'll never be there in a single photo. He doesn't like to come in photos, first thing. Doesn't like to be clicked on photos. And he's the one, solid. Even now when he's recording, his photos are better because he's got a very steady hand. And Canon camera, you remember, right? Like you can't see, it's that reel thing. So that 36 photos come in a single reel and we put it and you start clicking with the belief that you're a good photographer. So he was good. So what he saw through the lens, he was getting that. When I click, how the people head is not there, tail is not there. So for people like me, today's camera, so that we can see what I have clicked, are people even there with the full bodies. So I've written it down so that, I don't lose track, kind of a thing. So if you're watching me see the side, I'm not squint-eyed. I am trying to read from a list. So 1st Jan 1995 to 8th Jan 1995. This is the first time we're going to Kerala, to my native place in Thrissur. And that's for the Ambu Pernal. Ambu Pernal is a feast of Saint Sebastian. So Ambu is arrow. So he was killed by 3 or 5 arrows that struck his body at different places, and he's known to be a saint who cures sicknesses. So they come with that, a plate. In a plate, they have all those offerings which are given. So that's generally unyappam, achapam, all those beautiful sweet things to eat, and the god statues there, and Amb. So the people will kiss the statue and the Amb and all that. Amb is the arrow, so the arrow is kissed and things like that. So Ambu Pernal, so that year my dad received, so each house it has to move, right, the statue. So it has to be received in each house, kept there, prayed, and then moves to the next house, like that. So my dad received it and he had me in his hand, and that was my first Ambu Pernal. So after that we came back and 15th August. So after we saw Kerala, we saw Bangalore, okay. I mean, I was born in Bangalore. So after we finished visiting Kerala, then we came back and then my dad took me to Alsur Lake. Alsur Lake, there's boating, you see those Navy people. So my dad was still serving, till 96 he was serving, till I was 2 years old. So Alsur Lake and utility building, he had his office office. They had their corporate office and NCC office in utility building. Then we went to High Court and all those places. Um, then 18th October 1996 to 31st October 1995. That's quite a long 12 days. Huh? 12 days. We went to Bombay. So I was 1 year, 8 months old when we went to Bombay, and my dad tells, I don't remember anything. He's expecting a 1 year old, 1 year, 8 month old baby to remember. So over expectations are too high from childhood. So Gateway of India, Elephant Caves, Marine Drive, Chapati Beach, Essel World Fantasy Park. So that's my first fantasy park, okay? Essel World, and I have a huge craze, I can say, for fantasy parks. I mean, I'm not like very all the time going, but yeah, Essel World was the first one. And they had a what is that, roller coaster thing. So they put me in so my dad and mom got into the second row, and then I was there, and they put me with another small kid. So there was a lady with another small 5-year-old or 6-year-old kid, and I'm like this 1.5-year-old kid, right? So they kept me with them, and my mom's crying like she will get scared, and I was not scared at all because I can't see a damn thing. I am inside the roller coaster. Like in that seating also, I can't see outside. I'm inside. So basically nothing's happening to me. My mom was crying like I will get scared. So that was the fun part. My dad keeps telling, she was not crying. You are the one who was crying thinking about her. And then we went to Juhu Beach, Flora Fountain, Victoria Fountain, Nehru Science Center, then the Taj Hotel, the firing of 26/11, terrorist attack, the Taj Hotel. Back then it was super good. Even now it's good, but the thing is, it's kind of sad now. Yeah, but yeah. Then a Nehru Planetarium. So my dad again has another joke there. He's like, we took you, Cheryl, to this planetarium, and it became dark, and there is AC, and the stars came up and the moon came, and you looked at it and you slept off because it's night. I'm like, he's like, it gave you that full. I was like, basically I was very tired. Like most of the photos I'm kind of, if I'm not smiling or scratching my head like this, I'm like very drowsy, scratching my head like this, I'm sleeping. So other than that, most of the times it's like a cool breeze and all comes, AC, and that too Bombay is super hot and super humid because of the temperature and the sea. It's a very sea area, right? Then Nehru Planetarium. Then I went to Hanging Gardens and Shoe House. So the only thing that I remembered as a kid after coming back from that trip was I went on a camel. So on the beach side they had a camel, and I, my uncle, and my mom. So my mom's brother had accompanied us. So we three were there, and I used to always show, like the camel walks like this, the camel walks like this. So that was the only thing I remember from that trip. I mean, later on I didn't remember that also as I grew up. But when I returned, that was the only action I used to show. My mom used to be like, camel engeneyama nadaka. I said, my mom used to be like this and this. So yeah, that's how it went. Post that, I think every year after that we went to Kerala for October holidays or December for Christmas holidays. October is the Dasara holidays in Karnataka. So if not in October, then in December. And we prefer going in October, December because it's little climatic wise, it suits us. Summer in Kerala cannot able to handle it. But right now even Bangalore is hot. Back then Bangalore was chill. Yeah, so 11th October to 2002 to 19th October 2002 is Chennai. So my dad paused, okay, after when he realized that after 2 years old I'm not able to remember anything. He paused for a very long time. Then we are moving out in like 2002 is when we went to Chennai for the first time. But every year, no matter what, we used to go to Kerala in that case. So Marina Beach, MGR Samadhi. So MGR Samadhi is like that goblet, okay, like it's got that hand tentacles. Yeah, you can see something like this is what it looks. Okay, and then Anna Samadhi is, it's got two, yeah, this is exactly how it looks. The tuskers like this. Then St. Thomas Mount Church. So that is in Parangi Malai near Gindi. So the altar of the shrine was built on the spot where St. Thomas's death is believed to have occurred. So he died in that place, and St. Thomas is the person who brought Christianity into India. That's the belief of the Syrian Catholics here. And then the fantasy parks began, like MGM, VGP, Kishkinta. So all these are three different fantasy parks in Kishkinta. After I went to Kishkinta, that was a huge long way from wherever we were, and it was stinking the whole way. So, that time I was learning, which are the four metropolitan cities. So they have to have a certain threshold to cross, like 2.5 crore back then, okay? People, crore people in the city for it to become a metropolitan city. And I was like, it's not a metropolitan city, it's a Narana city. Naran in Malayalam means stinking city. Was really stinking, like there's garbage thrown on both sides till the fantasy park. And the thing with Kishkinta is it's got a good entrance. It's got like a castle kind of a view, like with a tower and castle thing. So it used to come in a lot of movies. So once we came back from there, we were like, oh, this is Kishkinta. So we used to identify that. I think we also went to Ooty in one of the trips. I don't know if it was in the same trip or a different trip, but yeah, we went to Ooty also. So going up, we went and I kept eating oranges all the way we went up, and I threw up all the way down. So yeah, what I ate, I kind of reached equilibrium there. So then 21st December. So in October, we went to Chennai. In December again, we went on a huge trip from 21st December to 29th December. So that's eight days. Yeah. So this is, oh, by the way, all our journeys are by train, okay? Train is our mode of transport. We believe that the train rolls safe. No roadways, no bus. Bus is a big no for my mom. Like, she wants to lie down comfortably in sleeper class and go. That's the whole plan. And we fight for the window seat, okay? My dad and I are fighting. Even recently, okay, where do we go recently? We were going to Kerala, I think. And then my dad's there. He's sitting near the window and he's like, I am not going to give you this window. The other window was occupied by somebody. And I was like, I sat on his lap, okay, like a 26-year-old, 27-year-old me went and sat. And there's this one kid who was with her dad, okay. So she's like 7 or 8 years old and her dad's there. Both of them are into their phone, okay. And this kid is looking at me and my dad fight for the window seat, okay. I'm like, what? She was like, what madness kind of a look she gave me. And I was like, what madness is looking at your phone? You should be fighting for a window seat here and you're the child here. Generally children win. I was like, okay, whatever. And then finally my mom was like, move, let her sit there. So finally I won, okay. I kind of got the window seat and my dad's like, after half an hour you will move out of that place. So we had that going. Yeah, so that's our whole cry. We love the window seat. I remember dad in the train, okay. Train especially. And we sleep, okay. We sleep on time. It's not like we're sitting whole night and watching also. Not so mad also. So then in Trivandrum, we went to Padmanabha Swami temple. That's the temple with the golden idol. Back then we didn't know it was gold. It was covered in sugar and they were putting ghee on top of it. And there's everyday archana. And you cannot go into that, temple with your pant for men and any kind of chudidar or nothing. You'll have to have a proper sari worn, or they'll give you a lungi kind of a thing to drape around your this one waist, white color with golden border. So you have to pay for that and take a lungi and then go. You can't be it's kind of a sign of reverence, which is too good a thing to hold on to. Then we have Palayam Junction. So Palayam Junction is a beautiful place where you have a church, a mosque and a temple. All the three. So it's like a triangular shape. So there is yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. So there's this mosque, Jama Mosque, and then there's a temple and a church. All are in a triangular placement and there's no problem as such, and they're peacefully coexisting in so many years, which is so beautiful. Then we went to Trivandrum Zoo and Kovalam Beach and Swami Vivekananda Rock. So we had to go in a boat and reach the Vivekananda Rock and see that place. It was beautiful. 2002, right? So yeah, we've not yet got the tsunami is not yet there. So yeah. Ernakulam, then after we finished with Trivandrum, so the whole journey till Trivandrum, night we have boarded from Bangalore and took a solid 2 o'clock in the afternoons. Generally, when we go to Thrissur, it's like morning. Night we climb, morning by 8 o'clock we are there. And after that also we keep going and we reach Trivandrum like at 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon. Solid hot time. And that was with Swami Vivekananda Rock. Then from there we came back to Ernakulam. Then we went to Thrissur, okay. Thrissur is our native. So when you step into Kerala, you have to visit everyone. So we kind of visited every house. It's like tuck tuck tuck, we get in, get out, get in, get out kind of a thing, was it? And my dad's like, and by the way, all our transport mode will be bus. So there's no fancy place to stay. The only thing my dad will be like, the bathroom is good, the flush is working. If it's an Indian, mostly we prefer Indian washrooms when we used to go on travel, because it's nice that way, safer basically more than anything. So Indian washrooms, and so we used to be like, is it clean? Is the bathroom clean? My dad's like, nothing else. We're not staying here. We're not for the ambience or the beauty to sit in a room. You can do that in Bangalore, in your house, not here. So when we are on a travel, it's like properly seeing the places is the whole agenda here. Okay, so Kovalam Beach, and in Trivandrum we had my dad's colleague was there, so he kind of wanted us to definitely stay at his place, though he was not there in his place, like he's working here right in Bangalore. So he's like, you stay. And they were like a proper typical religious, or not religious, what to say, Nair family, I think they were Nair or Menon or something they were. And my first thing is morning only, finish brushing, then eat your breakfast, then have bath was our general routine. They are like, without having bath, you can't enter the kitchen. And I entered and they were like, oh my god, they started one huge mantra only when I did that. I was like, not coming that side anymore. So yeah, that was with Trivandrum, and that beautiful. They had a beautiful. It was a beautiful environment. Like they didn't have bathrooms inside the house. They had. It's a big house, okay, like huge house, but the bathroom is never inside the house because it's unclean or something. So they have to go keep it outside. It's like outside separate, very traditionally built and traditionally made. And then they had their amazing breakfast all the days. They wanted us to have lunch, dinner, everything. We were like, no. And then we went, after we finished our Thrissur visit to all our relatives' place, then we came back and we went to Ernakulam. In Ernakulam, we went to Vegaland. Vegaland is like, it's the same thing. Now it's called Wonderla, even in Kerala. Previously, it was called Vegaland. So I went there, played again, Fantasy Park. That's the second, third, fourth, fifth Fantasy Park. SL World is the first, MGM, VGP, Kishkinta, and then Vegaland. So fifth one. And then, so 2002, that's ending. Then 7th to 11th October 2005, we go to Tanjavur, Pundi, Mata, and Velangani Shrine. So Velangani, my swimming episode, if you have heard the drowning history. What is that? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's the random topic heading for that. You'll know more details about what happened there. So Tanjavur, we visited, there was a Tanjavur museum. So we went to the Tanjavur museum. Brihadeshwar temple is the most famous thing there, and it's awesome. And it's a, it's a NASCOM listed heritage. It's a heritage place to visit, Brihadeshwar temple. And that there's Stambam and all that, it's got some historic references that it doesn't cast a shadow on during any part of the day inside the temple. So that's there. That's with the Brihadeshwar temple. Then there's Krishna paintings. So there's the Tanjavur paintings of Krishna is very special because whichever angle you look at the Krishna, the eyes appear to be looking at you. Whether you go to this side, left side, right side, or straight also, you feel that the photo is looking directly into your eyes. It's looking at you. Then we went to Cholapuram. That's where my mom slapped me because she carried me for the photography because I was short. My dad's like, carry, then only she'll come with the background. So she carried me and then I couldn't get on. She's like, tap. That's the only place I got. That's the only beating I got from my mom my whole life because it was too hot and she couldn't take it anymore. And Pundi. So Pundi Mata is another devotional place for Christians. So it's declared as a pilgrimage center for Our Lady of Immaculate Consumption and as a minor basilica by Pope John Paul II. Then we went to Velangani Church, which is again Catholics Christian pilgrimage place. So yeah, Velangani life lesson you've heard in that episode. Then in 2005, from 11th to 13th November, we went to Madikeri, Kodagu, Coorg. Very beautiful. On the way, both sides bamboos. Now it's not there anymore. They're no longer, those bamboos are all cut and gone. So both sides, such huge bamboo trees, man. it was awesome, and we're going. So as we went, it got dark, and an elephant came onto the road. So we were sleeping at 2 o'clock. There was like everybody in the buses talking and stopping and all that, and we stood up, and my mom was like, "Elephant." I'm sleeping. Once I sleep, I'm gone. Like, so my mom like shook me up, woke me up, and she was like, "Look, there's an elephant standing right in front of our bus on," and then they're like, "Switch off the lights because it'll kind of anger the elephant." So they switched off the light, and the elephant just stood on the road for half an hour. We sat down there. Half an hour, 45 minutes, we sat down there, and the elephant just stood there. After some time, the elephant walked off. So we were like, "Thank you." So Coorg, we went for my dad's colleague's wedding there. And Coorg weddings are awesome. If you've never attended one, you should attend one. So there's some caste difference between the boy and the girl. So the boy had to cut some 6 banana plants. So banana plants are kept, 6 banana plants are kept in a, in the soil or something, they keep it. And this fellow has to take a sword. What do you call that? Aruvald anta parayam. Aruvald. It's like that round machete. Yeah, let's call it machete, and kind of go in one go. He has to cut all the 6. When I say one go, it's like 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 times. If he hits, it has to, in one shot, each plant has to fall down, kind of a thing. So he has to do that, and after that the girl is yours. And their sari wearing style, they got the front and the pallu. Yeah, the fleets come. The fleets come. Yeah, the fleets come on the fleets come at the back. The fleets come at the back, something like that. So basically what happened is, mother Kaveri was saving some baby in the Kaveri river. So as the lady saved that baby and came out, her sari got twisted and turned, and she looked like that when she came out of the water. So that's their sari wearing style, is what they say about the sari wearing style. So we went for this wedding in Coorg, and Coorg weddings, there's alcohol, there's pork, everybody's drinking, and women and men equally drinking, and women are so beautifully respected. So we were going in this bus, okay? So in Bangalore, you know, right? Women sit in the front part of the BMTC bus, local buses. Front part is the women sit, the back part the men sit. So we get into this bus, and it's a 3-seater. So 3-seater and 2-seater, like the Pushpak buses. So they see us, and they suddenly stood up, and they're like, "Please sit down, ma'am." I'm like, "No, I'm a kid. It's okay. You can sit, uncle." And they're like, No, you sit down." So they respect women. They will give their place. So I was like surprised. I'm like, okay, you're not even going to put up you're already sitting. It's not like we're fighting for this. So that's one thing which I noted. And during the wedding, I saw that they touch each other's feet. Even if it's like just 1 or 2 years elder, also they have that, they bend down and take the blessings. So that level of respect and thing is too good. Like, that's like for an age level of respect for each other. That's like a greeting also, maybe. They look at it as a greeting style. So, yep. That was, and then we went to Raja Seat. So that's like a high terrain, so we can see the entire Coorg kind of a thing, the beautiful Coorg setting. So Talakaveri is the point where the starting of the Kaveri river happened. So that place we went. That's it's got a 4 packed stone entrance to the starting point. So yeah, that's Talakaveri. Abbi Falls is the most famous falls there. So we were like, Abbi Falls, and we kept walking. There was a long way to walk. We kept walking, and my mom was like, "Abbi Falls kab aayega?" And the people were like, "Kabhi nahi aayega." They were like, there was a set of Hindi folks we were walking with, so they were like, "Abbi kabhi nahi aayega." So that's the Abbe. It's called Abbe, right? Abbe Falls. So then the biggest trip of my life happened. That was from 13th October to 25th October, 12 days. Okay. So this is the first time I'm getting, so this 2007, right? So that's like I'm in 9th standard. 9th standard. So we're going to New Delhi, Jammu Tawi, Kashmir, Srinagar, Amritsar, Agra, and back home. So first we took a flight to New Delhi. And this is the first flight, and we had 2 landings. So it was like an interchange flight so Bangalore to Pune to Delhi it was. But we had booked for Delhi. But we didn't know that it had a pit stop in Pune. So we had 2 landings and 2 takeoffs. So we took off from Bangalore. We landed in Pune. And just before we started moving and getting out of Pune, they were like, There's a technical, and we are on the runaway. Okay, any moment our flight can take off. So we're on the runaway. The plane starts, aircraft starts running, and then they're like, sorry, we are going to drive back into this one because there is a technical snag in the right wing. Already my mother had done one dosage of crying in the house because she's going by flight and for so many days. And I was like, it's a flight, it's a happy thing, why are you crying? So yeah, after that this right wing also went off. I'm like, so we were like, it's called technical snag, no? So my dad was like, there's a technical snagam. Snagam in Malayalam means love. So there's a technical love, so relax. So yeah, that was one big thing, like technical snag. And then they did some repair for half an hour. My mother's like, what if in the midair they realized that that wing would have fallen off? Oh, she had this exotic idea. And yeah, so that was our first flight. We had 2 landings, 2 takeoffs. We went to Delhi. We landed in Delhi. From Delhi straight we took a train from Delhi to Jammu Tawi. So slowly we're going chick book, and I'm writing my diary in the train during the night. So every day I still had my diary writing to do when I was going there to Jammu Tawi. That's only, I think, trip I've written my diary. That's the Delhi Jammu trip. Jammu Tawi, and from Jammu Tawi, it's by roadways. So we take a sumo. Those people used to call sumo as somu. We were thinking, which is this, we thought it's a bus, okay, some bus people's name, which is somu. So like, somu mein jana hai, somu mein jana. We were like, somu mein jana hai. It's sumo, Tata Sumo. So this white Tata Sumo cars is what, it's like 8-seater, right? 8+1. So all these folks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8+1. So Tata Sumo we go. And the going way, there's a place called as Patni Top. So we asked this driver, so the driver's like, so he's like, we get stuck sometimes when we are, baraf girta is snow. When the snow falls, we get stuck on the top. So he's like, I have a wife on the top and I have a wife down station. So Sir has 2 wives. So my dad's like, oh, so actually you have a Patni top on the top and a Patni down on the down. So there's no Patni down, but there's the place called Patni Top. So he's like, you have a Patni top pe. Then he's like, where do you have more children? So he's like, based on that, he's trying to assess how much time he's been spending. But yeah, that is that. It was just a joke. Okay. No, this one. So Patni Top, and then we stayed in a houseboat in Srinagar. So when we say houseboat, it was not like a moving houseboat. My dad's like, we're staying in a houseboat, but whenever we want to get out every day, for the sightseeing and things, we will get out. So our boat was there. It was in Jhelum River. So Jhelum River, immediately after the Ghantaghar. So the most prominent place when you reach in Srinagar. So there is Jammu and Kashmir, right? Jammu is the down part. Kashmir or Srinagar is the topper part, where there's more snow, more everything falling and all that is in Srinagar. So Srinagar and Kashmir. So Srinagar is called as, so as a winter capital, they move out of Srinagar and they place it in Jammu. So yeah, Jhelum River. We stayed there. So Ghantaghar se around 5 minutes of walk you reach the Jhelum River. Ghantaghar is like a tower where there is Ghanta is clock, and it shows you the time, and that's a very prominent place in Jammu. And by the time it's 5:36 in the evening, it's dark because it's snowy part. And even though the sun is up at 8 in the morning, there's no, you don't feel the warmth of the sun. Even 11 o'clock sun is chill. So my dad's like, we're never going to go for a snowfall kind of a zone. He hates snowfall. He's like, actually I struggle with that climate only because I was feeling it's too chill. With snow and all, definitely we're not seeing anything much. So he's like, we want to see the place. I'm not looking at the snow. So his outlook in life is never snow. Basically, avoid snow is the idea. But my idea was like, I want to see snow, but that didn't happen. So yeah. Ghantaghar in Srinagar, then Srinagar Gulmarg Ashoka Hotel. So that's a new hotel that was under construction, Ashoka Hotel. Then we went to Gulmarg Maharaja Palace. Then we went to Gulmarg Golf Ground. Night, what happened is there was a fight for the blanket. So there's one single blanket, and there's my mom, me, my dad. I am in the left. Yeah, I'm in the extreme left. My dad's in the extreme right. My mom's in this middle. So she's safe. She's safe. I'm in the middle. Or somebody's in the middle. I think I am only in the middle. Yeah, I should be in the middle. Then only there's fight between my mom and dad, right there. I'm in the middle, so my dad and mom is fighting. And my mom's pulling. So night when it slowly gets colder and colder, my dad starts pulling the blanket, and he's fully and on this end, and my mom is also fighting. And finally, next day we told, we want an additional blanket. So for full night, after the fight, we got up in the morning and we told. We told that guy who was owning the place, we're like, can you give us one additional blanket? He's like, chadar to yahi pada hai. He's like, already there's a blanket here. We said, not this one we want. Then he's like, actually what looked like a bed to us, that was what he was calling is a blanket, because it's that cold. And we were living with a very thin blanket like the one we use in, Bangalore or Kerala. Thin one. And we were using that. He was like, you slept with this? Sir, aapne bas ye laga ke soya? We were like, yeah. आपको सर्दी होने, he's like, you people are going to fall sick. You're supposed to wear that heavy blanket and lie down. That looked like a bed. It's so huge. It almost looked like a bed to us. So we were like, okay, that's a blanket. Fine, tomorrow onwards we'll try sleeping with a bed on top of us. So yeah, there was that. And then also in the morning, my dad is like, first you people get ready. You people take a lot of time. So first you all get ready. Then only I am getting ready. So when we went to get ready, and we were like, cold, ice cold water, that's like normal water in Jammu. Ice cold water is coming, and we were like, somehow we brushed our teeth and we came out. I told, I can't have bath in cold water. My dad's like, you said you want to have bath, you come from Delhi, you travel so much, you can't, go around with that shitty feeling. I said, yeah, but I can't have whatever temperature that is. I don't think I want to have bath. So generally the ideal temperature there was 12 or 13 degree when we were there during October. So this is during October. And he was like, you go and have bath. I said, I am not having bath only in this climate. I can continue like this. And then my dad goes, after I finished brushing, my mom finished brushing, and we came out and we like, can't have bath in this cold water and all. And my dad goes, and it's 7 o'clock, okay, by the time my dad went. And we wanted to go set out early because, it becomes dark by 5:30 in the evening. So he goes and he starts brushing, and then he's like, all warm water is coming now, warm water is coming now. Basically, the fellow had on the geyser. So they have some geyser switch which is outside. So he had switched on the geyser just then. And, my dad got all the hot water. He didn't even brush his teeth in cold water. And we had to go through the cold ice cold treatment, okay? And he's like, everything is normal. People are just lazy to have bath. We're like, oh, who's talking? So yeah, then we went to Pahalgam, and the horse ride thing happened there. So we took a horse ride on Pahalgam, Chashma Shahi and all that. So horse ride. Before we start the ride, my mom was like, I'm not feeling well. I have a headache. I don't want to come on the horse and all. My dad's like, a little bit afterwards, my dad's like, I'm also not feeling well. Cheryl, you go alone. I'm like, I'm not going alone. You both are coming. Shut up and come. What if people are coming and sleeping? I told my dad, always you only tell, no, we are sleeping. On no trip, you should sleep. You are only planning to take rest. You also come. So my dad took a tiny horse because he wanted, the photograph to come well, because I and my mom is a general photograph thing he wants, right? He wants us in photos. So he was like, you take the good horses. So he took a smaller horse, and we started going, and, my mom and the horses going on proper climbing and all. My mom is like, I'm getting scared. Especially while getting down the slope of the mountain, it's super scary. And my mom is like, I'm getting scared. And then my mom is so pissed off after one point. She's like, Joe, she calls him Joe, okay? So, Joe, why are you not talking? My dad's like, he's so scared that there's no sound coming out of his mouth. Generally, he's all the time talking, okay? There's no sound coming out of his mouth, okay? We were like, actually what happened, so his horse had a problem. We didn't know that. Those stupid people who were, taking care of the horses never told us that. So my dad, the horse he was sitting, didn't have his shoe. So the horse has a metal, the foot of the horse, they have a metal, shoe for the horse. It didn't have that. So it was really taking my dad's weight, and it was not able to grip on those mountaineous terrains. And my horse, it took me, so I'm lighter, right? So it took me, it knows the way. The horses actually know their own way. They don't need these guides actually with them. This went and stood in one very particular peaky point from the side of this mountain. I can see my whole life going down. Like, it's a huge trench down, okay? Like, big mountain. It's standing there and eating grass in all serenity and peace. I'm like, please, can you eat the grass, which is like 2 more feet inside to the safer side of the mountain, instead of standing in this, corner and eating like this? I'm feeling like I'm going to fall down, and I had a look inside. I'm like, it's such a huge trench. I'm like, please, horse. And the horse is not moving an inch. And these people are coming behind. I had to wait. And finally, when he came, I told, why does your horse eat in the side only? Why can't it eat in the inside? He's like, वो उसका भी जान है मैडम, वो उसको भी अपना जान प्यारा है मैडम. I'm like, क्या प्यारा है, मेरा जान अभी जाता है. Then so then my dad's headache, my mom's headache, everything went, and we lived on apples. Okay, the whole time we were in Srinagar, we lived on apples, and they were so juicy and so lovely and luscious. We just lived on them. And apples were 10 rupees a kg there, and tomatoes were like 40 rupees a kg there. So yeah, we had a price exchange. Tomatoes were costly, and also tender coconut was very costly. So Pahalgam, we went to a temple called Mamal Temple. Then Vaishno Devi was that is another that's a very famous tourist spot in Jammu. So it's a 6 hour or 12 hour horse journey on when the minute we heard horse journey, we were like, after 3 hours only we were done. So scared and so tired. But at the end of the day, we got to know that so we were like, in between we told we want to refill our bottles, and they immediately, we were going through a water source and they kind of filled it immediately. And the horse also ate from that, and the horse shat into it also. We were like, oh Christ. Okay, before the horse shat, we took the upper side water, so we were like happy about it. And then we told him like, why would you think this is safe? And then he was like, madam, this is the 18 jadi bootiyon ka. Herbs, roots and herbs are there. It's a herbal water because there's, all those plants which have got those vitamic gunam is there in that water. So it's a very good mineral water. So Nehru ji also takes his water from Chashma Shahi, Kashmir. So he used to, when he was the Prime Minister of India, he used to get it imported from Kashmir. Every day his water used to go from Kashmir, Chashma Shahi, that point, to Delhi. And he used to drink that water. Okay, then Chatti Pasha Gurudwara in Srinagar, Hazrat Bal Mosque. Shalimar Bagh is a garden, which is a very beautiful garden of Shalimar Bagh. Of the olden times, they used to have a garden of all these kings and queens. So we got a dress of that Kashmiri outfit. Women I wore, and my dad also had a Kashmiri outfit of the men. So they have a overcoat kind of a thing, which is velvet, and all that big huge earrings and all that. So that was there. So we walked around the whole Shalimar garden with that dress. Basically, we were supposed to wear the dress, take a photo right there and give it back. We didn't know that. We wore the dress. We walked in the entire garden, whole place, and then we returned it. And he was like, "So we were searching for you." Then Char Chinar. Char Chinar is 4 trees. Chinar is a tree. So its leaf changes from red to golden to yellow. All that, it turns into a flame. Chinar is fire. Chinar in Hindi means fire, flame. So it's got that flame color. So Char Chinar, in the 4 ends of the park, there are 4 Chinar trees. So it's called as Char Chinar. Then Shikara boat in the lake. Excuse me. Yeah. So Shikar boats in Dal Lake. It's got floating land. Shikar boat is a small tiny boat. You go, and the lake is so clean. The lake is so clean. You can see the base of that lake. It's like 30 feet deep or 40 feet deep or whatever depth. We can see the base and the stone. It's so beautiful. And we found floating land. Floating land is, this land is just floating on water. It just goes up and down. And Dal Lake, the speciality is there's everything. So people live inside Dal Lake, and their mode of transport is a boat. There's a barber shop, there is a vegetable shop, there are houses. So people live inside like colonies, like in Dal Lake. And my mom is like, oh my God, outside we are learning driving, these people are learning rowing. So the women are rowing over there. And one sad thing of, Kashmir is when we traveled in the local buses, we noticed that, we always, at least I had this picture, okay, like all women in Kashmir are, we have that picture, right? Like they're very fair and pretty and apple, they like have that apple kind of a feeling of the texture. But the thing is, when I looked at these people in the bus, they looked much bad than us, because in the sense, because of the ice frost falling on their face, it's fully cracked up. This part of their skin is fully cracked up because it's exposed, right? This portion is exposed. Continuous falling of the snow or water, or the temperature being so low, they've got cracks here on their face. And they're washing vessels in the flowing river, right? So the flowing river is ice cold water. Their hands are fully cracked up and open. So all these women, who are the normal women, they didn't seem so, they didn't seem to have that great lifestyle is very slow, first of all, and by 5:36 it's dark. Pretty slow lifestyle with full snow, so the terrain is little tough to kind of survive. But one thing about this place is we can never capture the beauty of this place through the lens. I mean, it's just not, you just soak it in and come back. It's just that kind of a place. And only on this trip I felt that I had a new pair of eyes. It's like, it's so refreshing. Once you finished, you're off from everything that's going on, and it's so beautiful. But except for the checking at different places, there's a lot of checking because of all this terrorist activities and all that. And when we came in, they told us, the fellow who accommodated us, he told, sir, if they asked, are you a military guy? My dad was like, yes, I am. And they were like, oh, never mention that because they'll completely check you. My dad was like, what's the point in checking me? I am for the nation. And then he was like, no, sir, you are somebody who knows to use the rifle. So they kind of check you more in case you own a rifle or something. Oh my God. And with my dad, at every 2 kilometers, they have a checking person or random checking going on, or there's a check post as such. And they completely ask him, they're like, sir, aapka card kahan hai? And my dad's like, kya card? Ration card. He is all the way cranky. And then they kind of completely check our bags because, when they look at our face, first is they look at our face, they know we're not from Kashmir, obviously. And then they completely check our bags and everything. And they keep checking this. Every day my dad has to get down and he gets, swiped full top to bottom. So every 2 kilometers this used to happen. We were like, I told my dad, it's all because of you. See, nobody else got checked. It's just you. So yeah, that was then. Floating land is the one new thing. It's like floating on water, and they don't tie it up. If they don't tie it up, it just keeps going around the lake. And it's very beautiful lake, Dal Lake. And that's one of the best places as such I've seen. Then we went to Delhi. Delhi is a crowded place. A lot of pan spitting happened, and my mom got spat on her head with pan. So yeah, she kind of hates pan right now. So we went to ISKCON Temple, Jama Masjid, Jantar Mantar, Qutub Minar, Red Fort, Lal Killa. So Red Fort, there was this, not Red Fort. Yeah, opposite to Red Fort, there was this Krishna Leela or something. We watched that whole night show. Slept through it basically. Then in India Gate, we went to India Gate, Parliament House, South Block, President's House. So I think back then it was APJ Abdul Kalam was the President of India. Rajghat, the place where Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji was Samadhi is laid. Then Indira Gandhi's death spot. So she was shot by her team of security. So that death spot. Then Indira Gandhi's house. Then my dad knew Sonia Gandhi's house, which was 10 Janpat. Then we went to Lotus Temple. After that, we went to Agra, UP. Agra, the whole time I ate peta. Peta is with pumpkin. They make a sweet, okay, which is white in color and sweet. Oh, yeah, I'm a sweet lover, so yeah. Agra peta. It's called as Agra peta. So I lived on that, okay, like 2-3 days I lived on Agra peta. So Agra Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal, the minute we entered and we saw that white thing, we started clicking photos. Nothing came in the camera. That was a different thing because it was pretty far. I was so beautiful, so magnificent. It's magnificent. It's huge. It just cannot be captured. And the other two, so he had 3 wives, I think. So he has built 2 small forts for the other 2 wives from the left and the right, which is so sad, basically. Who does that? I mean, you build one Taj Mahal for one Mumtaz. So he loved Mumtaz is the whole idea, right? He loved Mumtaz a lot and he built Taj Mahal for her, and he chopped off all the people who built that. All that stories. Taj Mahal was beautiful. We walked around and in my head I had this river flowing in front of Taj Mahal, Yamuna Nadi, it was not there. Yamuna Nadi had fully dried up. There was no water, nothing at all, and fully parched and dry. But there was, Taj Mahal was there, and I think it was a little corroding because it was a light tinge of yellow at various places. Then we went to Amritsar, Punjab. That was a beautiful place. Okay, Amritsar. Why I'm saying is, first is Golden Temple, and the temple is so serene. It gives you that sense of peace as such. Okay, like we sat inside that Gurudwara, Golden Temple. This one, and that's, you see the service mindset, because there are people who are cleaning the entrance of the, first they do it from their own heart, they serve. So all these Guru Nanak followers, and you see they have that mentality of service. Punjabis, huge time, Vahe Guru ka this one, and they are so service minded, very service minded people. So roti, and then we had this roti eating place, so where we have to sit down and we had to show with both our hands, to receive the food. And they feed everybody who comes there, and a lot of people help in serving that, and it's all not people who are doing it for money or anything, it's all free. And they have a huge roti manufacturing unit which is there. Okay, like there are so many people, numerous people they feed on a daily basis. So poor people, rich people, everybody come there. Anybody and everybody can come there for a meal if they are hungry, as simple as that. They feed everybody. It's too good. Then we went to Jallianwala Bagh. So that's where the Britishers locked up the Indian freedom fighters and shot them mercilessly and killed them. And they say that until for a lot of years there was blood of the freedom fighters who died. Up to 5 inches of the soil was red in color. Jallianwala Bagh, that was the place. And then we went to Wagah border. Wagah border is energy. Okay, the kind of energy level that place has is amazing. So that's the flag down time. So 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock is the flag down time. 1 hour they'll show the parade of the Indian army. So this is the Pakistan and India border. So we can see the Pakistanis sitting on the other side, and mostly it was white in color. They would have seen us, and we are very super colorful, all colors, we were very colorful. Their side was more, most of them people were wearing white, so mostly men. And at one point the gate opens and one of the Pakistani soldier walks in and goes out with the flag. Their flag comes in, and our Indian soldier goes that side, and he goes with our flag. And the level of their leg raising is amazing, marching, and the energy level is so upbeat. And 10 of our people run and come, run to the gate of the border and come back and all that. And we can see the metal wiring, and it's very, very friendly, at least at Wagah border. The kind of relationship that we hold there with the Pakistani border is super sweet. So that was high energy. Okay, like 1 hour of high energy, Bharat Mata Ki Jai and all that, full-fledged. And it ends with a Janagana Mana and flag down of the day. Then 31st December 2009, we went to Hognikal, which is the place where Sholay Sholay movie, Hindi, Amitabh Bachchan's shooting, that's where it took place. So we went in a round bottom boat. It was a 1-day thing, okay, like one day trip kind of a thing. Then we went to Kodaikanal, Madurai in June 2017. So that's 4 years ago, just before I joined work. So first we went to Madurai. Okay, Madurai is where we started. Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple, we started there. It's got that Meenakshi Amman temple. There's musical pillars over there, so we enjoyed that. Then from there straight we went to Kodaikanal, and I was like, it's a place in Tamil Nadu, it can never be cold. And from Madurai's 40 degree, when I reached to Kodaikanal, I literally started shivering, and I was like, okay, I believe hill station can hill us. Hill station hame hila sakta hai. So I believed in that. So Kodai Lake was a 5.5 kilometer cycling which I and my dad did, which was super beautiful memory for me to, it's too beautiful. And then we went to a place called Green Valley View, Suicide Point. Then we saw the Little Waterfall. Little Waterfall is that little soap is there, no? La 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 la. So that soap's advertisement was done in that waterfall. So it's called as the Little Waterfall. Then the 4-pillar rock. Then Guna Caves, that's also called as Devil's Kitchen. Guna Caves, why? Kanmani Anbodu Kadalan, that movie song was shot in that Guna Caves. Kamal Haasan, Kanmani Anbodu Kadalan Naan Iradum Kadidame. Then we saw a pine forest. We walked through it. Moyer Point. It's a place with a, what to say, it's a location which was first point which was noted or something like that. Then we went to, I became like a localite, okay, attending church mass. So I attended the 5:15 a.m. first mass. I was like, yeah, I'm crazy like that. We sleep early and we get up early during vacations. It was full of energy, right? So I went for the 5:15 a.m. morning mass on Sacred Hearts Church. It was like, what, 2 kilometers walk. And Sacred Hearts Church, Annamalai, Kodaikanal, was little high. You have to walk that up the terrain, and it's got like a good amount of steps. It's like a hilly. It's like a church on top of a hill on the top of a small hill. Okay, so I climb up that hill and I go attend it. It was a beautiful feeling. Okay, like I became like a localite. I come back, I'm seeing all these school children going to school. It is pretty cute. Then there's Bryant Park. Then there is Poombari Village. Poombari Village is a beautiful village where you can see step farming. Okay, so one layer like this, I've never seen that step pattern. Okay, so you can see that pattern when you go through the village side, Poombari Village. Then there's a point where you can see Palani Sami temple. So Palani ki, so you've seen all these people Palani ki motte adiga poranga. They bald their head as a offering to the Lord there. So Palani viewpoint, from that point we can see the Palani temple. Then there's something called as Kundur Falls, which was completely dry when we went. So there was no falls, it was just a black stone which was there, which was very beautiful to see. So we saw the stone and we came back. Then in December 2017, I went to Pondicherry, Sri Aurobindo Ashram. That's where that golden goblet, which is very famous in Pondicherry, is there. Then the only place I enjoyed was Pichavaram Mangrove Forest, which is around 60 or 90 kilometers from Pondicherry. So it's got a mangrove forest and we go through in a boat through the mangrove forest. So that was the most prettiest, drive I have had. And that's the first time I'm seeing a mangrove forest. So it was too beautiful. And there was a walk, bamboo bridge where you can walk through. So we walked through that. It was too beautiful. But the bridge is broken in between, and so we had to come back. That's a different thing. So 1.5 kilometers on the bridge we walked and we came back. Then we went to Rock Beach, Paradise Beach, French Town, Basilica of Sacred Hearts of Jesus, Serenity Beach, Bharati Museum, Statue of Gandhi. So Statue of Gandhi is right in front of Rock Beach. Then there's a chaat place, okay, like a lot of chaat and things. So we ate that. Then Pondicherry Museum. Then one of the best, travel memories I have is of Andaman and Nicobar Port Blair, which was 12th Jan 2022. 19th Jan 2020, so that's 8 days and 7 nights. It was one of the most, so I'm a sea, I love the sea. I don't know, because it's mostly been sea. Yeah, sea person. So I feel it's very calming, soothing, though I kind of got killed once, but I still don't, that didn't drown my love for the sea. So yeah. Andaman Nicobar, I was too low on sea because after 2017 December, I didn't travel at all till 2020 Jan. So that's like 2 years of no travel because I was busy working. Yeah, stupid excuse, but yeah, it was beautiful. So a lot of places, Havelock, Kalapathar. I don't want to mention the place because that's a whole different thing. I have a agenda planned on that. Maybe or may not have, do what I want to do about it. But that was a beautiful, beautiful thing. That C deficiency, completely went off. I got super roasted tan. Like it took me 8-9 months to lose the tan. Like I didn't do anything about it. I just sat down and told I'm tanned. Yeah, I don't do anything about it. Yeah, I love my tan. I kind of wear it as a certificate of merit of getting roasted in the sun, sitting on a beach. That's the feeling about it. And all the trips, I've got beautiful, beautiful memories. And thanks to my dad, the normal Canon camera, we kind of had the 36 photos and we had only the important photos. And with the new thing, what's happening is it's all digital and mostly I keep things posted so that I kind of don't lose it everywhere. So yeah, I'm not good at backups. That's another problem. But that's for another problem, another day. Trips are always beautiful. They open your mind and they relax you, break you out of that, monotony and ruggedness of this one, and breathe it breathes fresh air into you. You start beginning, so it takes at least 2 days to kind of pull yourself completely out of that. And trust me, Andaman, I enjoyed it because with the current level of, social media networks, I had zero connectivity there. So I was like completely plugged out of everything. Not a status, not nothing. Not even a phone call. Phone call was, I wanted to call my mom who was sitting in the upper room to just get my bag or something, and it didn't happen. So I had to climb the whole stairs. So that keeps you more fit and healthy. So that way, that level of zero interaction was amazing feeling. So travel, you know, blessed are those who are open to adventures. There's something like that. Keep traveling, see more places, enjoy life as it comes. Life is a journey. Take care, keep smiling. Ta-ta, bye-bye. Have a great day.